So we're going to go through bay windows, really easy. So we're going to do a new bay, click on new bay. We're going to use facets and angles, and it's a 3 facet. So you've got your options here that change that. And then you click on the box that's being presented to you. Quantity, number, we're going to have 1 bay window. It's going to be 1200 in height, and I'm going to put the facet sizes in there. Now I use the tab button in between boxes, but you can use your mouse. I just find it easier to type with one hand and use my tab with the other. I'm going to put a pretty standard angle in of 135. So that's 135 degrees, and keep tabbing on. Don't worry about the overriding price. Don't worry about the pole height, it's default, it follows the information in the first box. Don't click on external sizes, we don't use them. We view the windows, the bay externally, but we take internal facet sizes. And again, don't use the next 2 boxes. So in this instance, I want to do an R7 bay. So we're looking at the pole options here. So the pole options, you've got an R9 group and we've got the R7 group. If you look at the first options, the first 3 options there are couplers. This one is a little bit misleading. It says 132 coupler. That just relates to a bay pole. And the software works out from your angles which components to give you. So you'll always select, the easiest way is to select that option. But in this situation, I want to do a load bearing bay. So I'm not going to do that option there. I'm going to come down and I'm going to choose the LB, load bearing, and I'm going to do a foil solid, so a colour on the outside of R7. So we click on that. Then I'm going to select the sill type for this bay window. So I want to use a Radlington standard rad 165 projection by 30mm high sill. I'm going to select the location of the lounge. And before I now go to the style numbers, I want to fill this information in, and that'll make sense shortly. So I'm going to change the transom drop of the windows to 450, and I'm going to pick the group, the correct group to match the window I'm doing. So I want to do an R7 foiled mech, there we go. External finish of the windows is clay, the internal finish is chalk white, so it's no foil to the inside. You don't need to use the sill option unless the colours are different from the window colours. That can happen sometimes. We might do a black sill with white windows, for instance. And I'm also going to make sure now that I click on the load bearing icon. That's really important. That load bearing option will not work without clicking on that. That's what flags up to give you the bay jacks, the window widget bay jacks that work with these bay poles. So now we've got this information, I'm now going to pick the styles for the bay. So if we click on the 3 dots next to that group and pick your window design, so I'm going to go with a style 6. So you can see now that that's pulled across the information that you entered in, and it's also matched the transom drops. It's just made life a little bit easier to complete that. We can now change the handle colours, so I'm going to put a chrome handle on. And we can also click on this button down here. So that copy to next is really useful on Window Designer. It in effect just carries across the main specification you've already input and makes it a lot quicker to process. So I'm going to click yes, and I'm also going to put glass in on this one. So I want toughened glass at the bottom. I'm going to click toughened glass, but in the top I don't. I just want clear. I don't need to pay for toughen at the top. So I'm going to move my mouse across, click in that glass unit. I'm going to change that glass option there to clear, low E, non-toughened, and just move off it. So that's your window option there, all set up, ready to go. So on this job I'm doing, just for simplicity, I'm going to use the same design across the bay. So there's a couple of ways of doing that. We can go back to the main option if we click on that lounge there. So what we can do there again is just put this, we know the style number is number 6, so you can input number 6 and that copies it across, or we could have gone on the 3 dots and just started again. Another handy way of doing it, so I'm going to leave this last one incomplete and I'm going to go to wall view, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag that left window, I'm going to hold down my left left click on my mouse, hold it down, move it across and release it in there. So that's copied that across. Now what you also might want to do on this window here is all these handles are facing the same way. So I want to move or change the direction of that handle on that window. So if I double click on that window, so to change the handling of that, you right click in that sash and we change that sash handing there from right to left. And let's just move that across. So we go to wall view now and we've got one going that way, the two going that way. I tell you what, we're gonna change this one to so it's got a dummy sash in the top. So we do that by going to redesign. We want to get rid of that sash, so we've got to remove that one before we can put our dummy in. Click on the red cross, click on the sash. Then we move up to our dummy sash, which is the fixed vent. Click on that and click back on it. And you can see now it's got a D for dummy sash. Click accept. Go to our wall view, and there we are. We've got a nicely balanced bay window, one handle going left, one going right, and that's it.